Hello everybody, welcome to another video in the 100% full marks exam answers series. This is the third video, so if you've not watched the other two, make sure you check them out after this one, where we're looking at full marks exam answers from real exam papers from students who answered AQA English Language Paper 1 Question 5. Now, I've talked about this in the previous two videos, but essentially this one question is worth half the marks of the entire paper, and it really has dawned on me lately that if you can improve your answer to question 5, it's the easiest way to go up grade after grade after grade because it's just worth so many marks. Today we're going to look at an answer that got 40 out of 40. I'm going to show you the first paragraph, and I'd love you to pause the video after we've looked at this paragraph and discuss in your class, or just pause the video and think about, maybe put a comment in the comment section, what's so good about this paragraph. If you get 40 out of 40, that is amazing, and I think you'll agree this answer is very, very impressive. So the question was still the same question as last week, but this is a different student, and this question is about describing a journey on a vehicle. So let's have a look at this paragraph. I'll read it through first. The bus careered through the Soho area of London, its chunky tyres straining under the weight of the passengers' high expectations. A fear clung onto nightclub goers, the glinting yellow bars swinging like undeveloped chimps attempting to pull off an erotic dance. Clunk. We stopped. A man emerged from the underground station, dripping with sweat and pulled along by the armada of people dispensing from the contemporary cavern. Spotted, he sprinted along the gum-cladded paving slabs, his Samsonite suitcase dancing in the ruts. So this is a fantastic paragraph. I'd love you to stop and think about what makes it so good, but I'll talk you through some of the things that jump out to me. And it's interesting to think about the sustained conscious crafting that went into this answer. One of the things we see in the highest bands of the mark scheme is this idea of conscious crafting, and that is moving beyond just writing, I guess, the first thing that comes into your mind, and actually stopping and pausing and thinking about, how am I going to craft this answer? How am I going to put it together to get the highest marks? So this is a 40-mark question. You're advised to spend 45 minutes, 3/4 of an hour on this question. This answer was a page and a half long in handwriting terms, and it got full marks. And we see in the examiner's report, time after time, there is some feedback that, look, you don't have to write pages and pages. A page and a half, 2 pages can be enough. And this answer is a great example of why you don't want to write too much, because if you limit what you're writing, then you can think more carefully about what you do write. Okay, so we've got a fairly simple opening. And the first clause, the bus careered through the Soho area of London. Now this is, essentially establishing what's going on. Okay, the word careered is a bit more impressive than just kind of drove or swerved or something. But the next part of the sentence is something I've been looking at over the last couple of days while I'm planning this video, just thinking about, this is so good. Its chunky tyres straining under the weight of the passengers' high expectations. Now, the idea that the tyres of the bus are under strain, that's okay, that makes sense. It could be a heavy laden bus, but look what they're straining under. The weight of the passengers' high expectations. This is almost a poetic image. I talk about it a lot. The idea that you're essentially using the kinds of things you've used when you're studying poetry and literature, you're using them in this answer in a piece of prose and in your sentences and paragraphs. And this idea of the tyres straining under the weight of the passengers' high expectations is fantastic. The other thing I think it does very well is it goes beyond the literal. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, but if, let's say you're asked to describe and you're given a picture of, I don't know, a bust, okay? There's one level, which is you just take what you see and what you know of a bus and you just write about it. But what this student has done is they've gone beyond the literal and they've taken it into a creative and inventive, a highly well crafted idea of, okay, I'm going to say that everybody on the bus has these high expectations and that is causing a strain on the bus itself. It's a fantastic image. And, you might say, well, look, I don't write like that. I don't have those ideas. But let's start now. When you're writing a descriptive piece, you can practice this at home. Describe the room you are in. That was once an exam question, believe it or not. And, you can say, okay, in front of me is a computer. But then can you think about, right, can I go beyond the literal? Can I go beyond the sort of simplistic? And can I, put an image on it like this idea? A fear clung onto nightclub goers, the glinting yellow bars swinging like undeveloped chimps attempting to pull off an erotic dance. Okay, so what have we got? We've got personification and the idea of the fear clinging onto the nightclub goers. And then we've zoomed in. That structural feature of zooming in and out seems so key in these descriptive pieces. We saw it last week in the zooming in on the fly. And we've zoomed in on the bars, the swinging bars on a bus. And there's a simile, swinging like undeveloped chimps attempting to pull off an erotic dance. Now, it's all very well me saying, look, when you're writing descriptive or narrative writing, use similes, use metaphors, but look at the originality of the simile here. So the bars are swinging, and this student stopped and thought, how can I use a simile to describe that swinging? I know, like undeveloped chimps attempting to pull off an erotic dance. It's a great image. It's this idea of, kind of trying to do something and sort of, doing it badly and doing it in a clunky, mechanical manner, something that should be, sort of different to that. Very, very good. Then we've got clunk. We stopped. And of course, you can see the deliberate sentence variety here. Deliberate use of short sentences, simple sentence. There's the onomatopoeia in clunk. And every time this student wrote one of these short sentences, it got a tick. It's so obvious when you look at it on the page, when you look at it on the screen, you look at it and think, yes, clearly this student is deliberately varying their sentence length for effect, their sentence types for effect. And here what we see is the linking of that to the stopping of the bus. So the kind of short, sharp stop of the sentence types reflects the short, sharp stop of the bus. A man emerged from the underground station, dripping with sweat and pulled along by the armada of people dispensing from the contemporary cavern. Bit of alliteration there. Spotted, so another short sentence, and again that got a tick. He sprinted along the gum-cladded paving slabs, his Samsonite suitcase dancing in the ruts. So, this idea of, okay, I'm going to describe this guy running across the pavement, but then kind of just thinking about how can I describe the pavement in a original way. Well, gum-cladded, covered in gum, fantastic. Samsonite suitcase always reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. Anybody else think about that? And again, there's the personification. As this guy's running, his suitcase is dancing in the ruts. Now, this is just the opening paragraph, and we might look at some more of this answer. Give the video a thumbs up if you want me to show you more of this answer. But what I want you to really take from this is there's an originality of thought. And that doesn't come quickly or naturally. It may do to some people, but, to most of us, you would have to stop and think about, right, what image can I use here about the straining tires or whatever? What image can I use to describe the suitcase or the swinging yellow bars? And all the time you're doing that, it's taking time and effort and energy. So what I want to suggest to you is, if you don't think about the quality of your writing, you might come away from this video and say, oh, a side and a half, 2 sides, I can do that really quickly. But the point is, a low quality 2-side answer is not going to get the same marks that a really high quality 2-side answer gets. So it's not just about how much you write, it's about thinking about each sentence on a sentence by sentence basis. When you study the sources in paper 1 section A, you see the quality of the writing, and you get the sense that the writer has stopped and thought about every sentence, every word, and you do have the time to do the same. If you say to yourself, look, I'm going to think about my writing literally on that sentence by sentence sentence image by image basis, and you practice that time and time again, you should get to the point where in that 45 minutes you can write, let's say, 2 sides of high quality writing like this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's lots more advice in my guide to English language, which is available in paperback at amazon.co.uk for £6.99 and ebook for £3.99 at mrbruff.com. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and thanks for watching.